In the previous episode, we explored the powerful connection between Hazrat Isa, peace be upon him, and the Dajjal, and their eventual confrontation. Now, in this episode, we delve into Surah Kahaf, a source of great guidance and protection. As a student seeking to learn, I aim to understand how the themes within this surah can prepare us for the trials of the Dajjal. However, let us remember that the true knowledge belongs only to Allah, and we are merely seekers of His wisdom. Surah Kahaf not only contains timeless lessons but also introduces concepts that challenge our understanding of the world and the universe. One key aspect I wish to explore in this episode is whether there are hidden references within Surah Kahaf that might relate to ideas such as intergalactic travel and time travel. Concepts like the story of Ashab al-Kahf, the journey of Zulqarnain, and Hazrat Khidr's peace be upon him encounter with Hazrat Musa, peace be upon him, all seem to hint at something greater, possibly even interplanetary travel. Drawing from Islamic teachings and my own reflections, I will attempt to connect these ancient stories to modern concepts. But, as always, the true knowledge rests with Allah, and I pray for His guidance as we seek to unlock the deeper meanings of Surah Kahaf. Surah Kahaf is a chapter rich in themes that hold timeless significance for Muslims, providing profound lessons on faith, wealth, knowledge, and power. These themes not only guided early Muslims but also resonate deeply with the contemporary challenges we face today. Understanding these themes through the lens of Surah Kahaf is essential for preparing ourselves against the trials that lie ahead, especially the trials of the Dajjal. One of the most prominent themes of Surah Kahaf is the trials of faith. The surah recounts the story of the Ashab al-Kahf, a group of young believers who faced persecution for their faith and sought refuge in a cave. They were tested by their strong conviction in Allah, refusing to bow to the pressures of society. Their story is a powerful reminder that true faith often requires standing alone against overwhelming odds, and it is only through trust in Allah that we are guided and protected. For us today, this is a lesson in maintaining our belief in the face of societal challenges, distractions, and the ever-present temptation of the material world. Another important theme in Surah Kahaf is the trial of wealth. This is exemplified in the story of the two men, one of whom was blessed with great wealth and the other with little. The wealthy man became arrogant and boastful, forgetting that all he had was a gift from Allah. The poor man, on the other hand, remained humble and patient, recognizing that his wealth was not his own. This story serves as a reminder that wealth is a trial, and how we handle it, whether with humility or arrogance, determines our success or failure in this life and the next. In the context of contemporary society, where materialism often overshadows spiritual values, this theme urges us to focus on gratitude and humility, understanding that our true wealth lies in our relationship with Allah. Knowledge is another central theme in Surah Kahaf, particularly in the story of Hazrat Musa, peace be upon him, and Hazrat Khidr, peace be upon him. Hazrat Musa's, peace be upon him, journey to seek knowledge from Hazrat Khidr, peace be upon him, teaches us that knowledge is not limited to what we see and understand with our senses. There is deeper wisdom in Allah's creation, often hidden from the human eye. Hazrat Musa, peace be upon him, struggled to comprehend the seemingly mysterious actions of Hazrat Khidr, peace be upon him, but ultimately learned that everything happens according to Allah's divine plan. This story challenges us to recognize that our understanding is limited, and that true knowledge is only with Allah. It calls for humility in our pursuit of knowledge, encouraging us to seek guidance from those who are more learned, and, ultimately, to submit to the wisdom of Allah. The trial of power is also explored in Surah Kahaf through the story of Zulqarnain, a figure believed to have traveled to the ends of the earth, holding great power and influence. He used his power to serve Allah and protect the people, particularly in his encounter with the people of a land who were oppressed by the corrupt influence of the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Gog and Magog. Zulqarnain's story teaches us that power should not be wielded for personal gain or arrogance but should be used as a means to establish justice, protect the oppressed, and serve Allah. In today's world, where leaders and individuals often use their power for selfish purposes, this lesson is particularly relevant. It reminds us that power, whether political, financial, or social, comes with great responsibility. These central themes, faith, wealth, knowledge, and power, are not just abstract ideas, but trials that each of us will face in our lives, especially as we prepare for the fitna trials of the Dajjal. The Dajjal represents the ultimate test of faith, where the trials of wealth, knowledge, and power will all come into play. Those who are successful in facing these trials will be those who have firmly rooted their faith in Allah, remained humble in the face of wealth, sought true knowledge, and used power for justice. Surah Kahaf, in this sense, serves as both a guide and a protection against the tribulations of the Dajjal. Furthermore, the surah also hints at deeper concepts, which we will explore in this episode, such as intergalactic travel and time travel. These concepts are perhaps hidden within the stories of Ashab al-Kahf, Zulqarnain, and Hazrat Khidr's peace be upon him travels. While these ideas might seem modern, the wisdom in Surah Kahaf points to the fact that Allah's knowledge and His plan are beyond our comprehension. Just as the companions of the cave slept for centuries, Zulqarnain traveled vast distances, and Hazrat Khidr, peace be upon him, possessed knowledge of things beyond human understanding. We may find clues in these stories that could align with modern ideas of space travel or time manipulation. However, as always, we must remember that the ultimate truth and knowledge belong to Allah alone, and we are merely seekers of His wisdom. In conclusion, Surah Kahaf provides us with profound lessons that are as relevant today as they were when the surah was revealed. Whether through the trials of faith, wealth, knowledge, or power, it guides us in how to navigate the challenges of life and prepares us for the ultimate trial of the Dajjal. The stories within this surah continue to offer valuable insights, not just in our spiritual lives but also in our understanding of the world around us, even in the realms of modern science and philosophy. Surah Kahaf offers not only profound spiritual lessons but also practical guidance for everyday life, especially in navigating the trials we will face, including the tribulations of the Dajjal. By reflecting on the surah and applying its teachings, Muslims can prepare themselves for challenges in a way that strengthens their faith, sharpens their understanding, and provides protection from the deceptive forces of the world. One of the key practical lessons from Surah Kahaf is the importance of reciting and understanding its verses. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised Muslims to regularly recite Surah Kahaf, particularly on Fridays, to gain protection from the trials of the Dajjal. In the Hadith, it is mentioned that whoever recites the first 10 verses or the last 10 verses of Surah Kahaf will be protected from the fitna of the Dajjal. This highlights the significance of regularly engaging with the surah as a shield against the fitna that will emerge at the end of times. The act of reciting Surah Kahaf serves as a reminder to stay grounded in our faith and to seek refuge in Allah's protection from deception and falsehood. Furthermore, the first and last 10 verses of Surah Kahaf hold particular significance in preparing us for the trials ahead. These verses contain guidance on the tests of faith, the temporary nature of worldly life, and the importance of maintaining sincerity in our worship of Allah. By memorizing and reciting these verses regularly, we keep our hearts focused on the eternal truths that protect us from the distractions of this world, especially the deceptive promises of the Dajjal. These verses also encourage self-reflection, urging us to question our priorities and to recognize that ultimate success lies not in wealth or power but in the strength of our faith and reliance on Allah. Another practical lesson from Surah Kahaf is the value of seeking knowledge and wisdom. The story of Hazrat Musa, peace be upon him, and Hazrat Khidr, peace be upon him, teaches us that knowledge is not limited to what is apparent to us. Hazrat Musa, peace be upon him, sought out Hazrat Khidr, peace be upon him, to gain deeper understanding, but at first, he struggled to comprehend the wisdom behind Khidr's actions. The lesson here is that true knowledge comes from Allah, and we must approach learning with humility. In our daily lives, this teaches us to be patient in our pursuit of knowledge, to remain open to learning from others, and to recognize that the deeper wisdom of Allah's plan may not always be immediately clear to us. In a world filled with misinformation and superficial knowledge, seeking true, beneficial knowledge and understanding is crucial for safeguarding our faith and making informed decisions. The story of Zulqarnain in Surah Kahaf provides another practical lesson in leadership and the responsible use of power. Zulqarnain was a ruler who traveled far and wide, using his power to establish justice and protect the oppressed. When he encountered the people oppressed by the corruption of the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Gog and Magog, he did not use his power for personal gain but to build a barrier to protect them. This story teaches us that power and influence should be used to serve others and to uphold justice, not for self-interest or tyranny. In our daily lives, whether in leadership roles or in our interactions with others, we should strive to use any influence we have for good, to help others, and to promote justice, in line with the example set by Zulqarnain. The practical lesson of patience and perseverance is embodied in the story of the Ashab al-Kahf, the young men who sought refuge in a cave to escape the persecution of their faith. They faced immense hardship, but their unwavering trust in Allah allowed them to endure the trial. Their story teaches us the importance of patience in the face of adversity and the strength that comes from placing our trust in Allah alone. In today's world, where challenges such as societal pressure, materialism, and personal struggles often lead people to question their faith, the story of the Ashab al-Kahf reminds us to remain steadfast and patient, knowing that Allah is always with those who trust in Him. Additionally, Surah Kahaf teaches us about the importance of modesty and humility. The story of the wealthy man with his 2 gardens serves as a warning against arrogance and self-sufficiency. The man's pride in his wealth and his dismissal of his less fortunate companion led to his eventual downfall. This story reminds us to remain humble, recognizing that everything we have is a gift from Allah, and that wealth or status should not lead us to arrogance or neglect of others. In a world obsessed with material wealth, Surah Kahaf teaches us that the true measure of success lies in our relationship with Allah and our ability to serve others with humility. Lastly, Surah Kahaf emphasizes the transient nature of worldly life. The story of the 2 men, one wealthy and the other poor, serves as a reminder that material wealth is fleeting and cannot be relied upon for ultimate success. In the context of the Dajjal, who will promise wealth and power, this lesson is particularly relevant. We must remind ourselves that our true wealth lies in our faith, our good deeds, and our connection to Allah. By focusing on the eternal and rejecting the fleeting temptations of this world, we can protect ourselves from the deceptive allure of the Dajjal. In conclusion, Surah Kahaf provides us with practical lessons that are crucial for navigating the trials of life, especially as we face the eventual fitna of the Dajjal. By reciting its verses, seeking knowledge, using power responsibly, practicing patience, remaining humble, and focusing on the transient nature of worldly life, we can protect ourselves from the challenges ahead and strengthen our connection to Allah. These practical lessons, when applied with sincerity, not only safeguard our faith but also prepare us to face the ultimate test of belief in the coming times. In the next episode of Signs of the Hour, Dajjal and the End Times, we will explore a thought-provoking question: why will women disproportionately follow Dajjal? This episode will examine why, according to Islamic prophecy, women will make up a significant portion of those who follow the Dajjal during the trials of the end times. What factors contribute to this phenomenon? We will look into various interpretations, teachings from the Hadith, and insights from scholars that help explain this prediction. By analyzing the societal, spiritual, and psychological aspects, we will gain a deeper understanding of how and why this imbalance will occur. How does this relate to the broader challenges of faith and deception in the face of powerful forces like the Dajjal? We'll explore how these themes connect to the trials of today, shedding light on why the world may be moving towards such a situation. Make sure to join us for this enlightening episode, where we'll seek answers to these important questions and uncover lessons to strengthen our faith. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue following this fascinating series. I am just a student seeking a bit of knowledge, and the real knowledge lies with Allah. May He guide us all to the straight path.